since we entered 2025, there has been a shift in mentality in this Barcelona squad, guys. And honestly, I have really been ignoring it for a while because I kind of said it was too early to basically make assumptions. But if I'm going to be very honest to you guys, yesterday's game between Atletico de Madrid versus Barcelona, that comeback, it finally convinced me that there is a change in the mentality of these players. Now, what do I mean? At the start of the season, we were on an incredible winning run where we looked like we were rampaging our way to the league title. And during this time, we had our moments when we were pegged back, when on few occasions when we were on the back foot, it took a little too long to react and get back into games. And combinating to our great victory at the Bernabeu, where we won by 4-0, we went on an incredibly poor run, in which we dropped points against teams like Real Sociedad, Real Betis, Las Palmas, and unforgivably, Leganes at home. And during all of these runs, there was always a pattern that was always with these games. Our lack of reactions to going behind or conceding goals. And I chucked it all, honestly, to the fact that we had a young team, we had a naive team. We basically had a team full of kids who were basically in their first year of experience of playing in the top level, of playing for a title challenging team. There was not a lot of leaders in the locker room, and it really didn't look good. And this is something, to be honest, worried me even when we were in our winning run at the start of the season, because there was always glimpses of it. However, in 2025, we've seen some incredible fight back from this Barcelona team. It all, for me, started arguably in the El Clasico in the Super Cup, when we were 1-0 up down, and the players quickly reacted before the end of that first half, and we're already 4-1 up at the end of that first half. That, at first, didn't really resonate too deep with me, but that game was very important because the way we came back after being 1-0 down, it could have easily gone, if anything, around that time of the season, all you thought was the worst. You thought, we've been here before with Leganes, with Real Sociedad, where we're 1-0 down and we're potentially going to lose. But the players didn't give up. They fought. But what impressed me the most about that game when we won the Super Cup, it was how we reacted after we went down to 10 men when Szczesny got sent off. The players did not let their heads go. They still reacted well. They still had the mindset. And yes, we didn't go on to score more goals after we were down to 10 men. And yes, I know Real Madrid did get a goal right after Szczesny got sent off. Regardless of all of that, we ended up winning that game and were basically comfortable even though we were a man down, which is something that we had been struggling with for a while. The second game that really started making me really see the roots of this new mentality that this team had was the Benfica game, the iconic Benfica game, where we were absolutely terrible. We were terrible. Defensively, we were leaky, we were poor. It was a dreadful performance defensively and midfield-wise. And at so many points in that game, we were pegged back, whether it was when we were 3-1 down or we were 4-2 down. The Barcelona in the beginning of the season would have lost that game. But we left that stadium that day with a 5-4 victory after we were basically 4-2 down in the 72nd minute. An incredible comeback that I give the team credit for. It was a poor performance, but an incredible comeback. I go back to games like the games against Alaves, the games against Rayo Vallecano, where we won narrowly, but the performances was terrible. However, in all those games, we left the stadium with wins. And during that form, which was about a few weeks ago, I was very worried about the way we were playing. However, what was important about the poor performances was the poor performances were still combinating into victories, which ended up helping us bridge the gap when we were 9 points down to Real Madrid at the start of 2025 to pegging them and being top of the table. And yesterday's game for me has really convinced me that there is a shift. This team clearly are beginning to learn to deal with the pressure of being down, go down, being 2 goals down, being down to 10 men, basically being pegged back. Something that we didn't accomplish at the start of the season. However, now it's changing. And I feel that yesterday's game really showed me something, because those guys yesterday showed character. They showed mental fortitude. We did not play well in that game. Let's call it out for what it is. Anyone who watched the whole 96 minutes of that game, we didn't play well. We were poor. Absolutely poor. But in the end, guess what? We left the stadium with the win. When we got our first goal, we smelled blood in the water. And we equalized and scored the late winner and left that stadium with all 3 points. And now here we are, top of the table, level on points with Real Madrid with a game in hand. This is exactly what our marks of champions. I was very proud of the players yesterday, absolutely proud, because I have been very skeptical about how good this team could be this season, or how much I could trust them to get it over the line as far as trophies is concerned. Because I've always said, yes, it's great that you win games, but when you have glaring weaknesses that teams can capitalize on, that's not a good thing. Because sometimes you will meet your makers in tournaments like the Champions League, in tournaments like La Liga, the Copa del Rey. And we have been found out a few times this season. But these games, the way we've been performing, have been impressing me the most. I didn't mention the Benfica game, the second one, where we were down to 10 men. And we had to basically substitute some of our key players early. And we still left that stadium with the win. Even despite the fact that we were poor in that game, we left that stadium with the win. We've been doing this a lot more regularly. And you know what? I'm one of these people where, yes, I want to be entertained. Yes, I want to see my team win beautiful. I want to do all of that. But also, I understand that when you want to win the big trophies, you have to accept that you're not always going to be at your tippy top form. And can you, in those moments of downness, still be able to pick yourself up and get the necessary victory by any means necessary? And this team have shown me that. They've shown me that. I think that the way we're playing right now, it gives me a lot of hope. Now, I'm not going to go overboard and say we're going to win the treble, we're going to do everything. But now I'm more confident that this team can actually get it done. Because they've shown me that even when they don't play well, they still have it in them. Do not sleep on this Barcelona team. Do not sleep on them. Because the moment you think that you've taken them out, here they come. And if anything, yesterday's game should show the whole world that as long as there's time on the clock, do not sleep on this Barcelona team. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to say. Big up to the players, big up to the manager, big up to every one of these guys, and long may it continue. At the end of the day, this is a very young team. And listen, when you have this mindset, when you have the mindset to not give up, trust me, it can take you places that you never thought you could reach. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and like I always say whenever I end these streams, Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalonia, and peace, you guys. Take care.